and welcome back to Stylish Naija YouTube channel. I want to say thank you to all of my subscribers. I appreciate you guys a lot for subscribing to my channel, watching my videos, and then sharing my video. If you are new to my channel, you are highly and very welcome. Registration is currently ongoing for my online classes for this month. So if you are interested, you could just send me a message on WhatsApp. So I'm going to be doing a corset class where you learn how to sew different types of corset, and then the other course for the intermediate and the beginners class. So just send me a message if you want to be a part of that class. If you haven't subscribed already, please, I would appreciate if you would subscribe to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a quick one. I'm just going to be making a pattern draft for a gown. So I'm going to be calling this gown, I'm going to be niching it a sweetheart off-shoulder fitted gown. So this gown is like a seasonal gown. That's for this season, this party season. So you could use it for parties, you could use it for owambe parties, in short. So that's just what I'm going to do, and I'm going to make it really fast. So I have my pattern paper already laid out, simple and easy. So I'm going to explain the lines that I have here. So the first line I have here, I'm going to be calling it the shoulder line. So when making off-shoulder dresses, you're usually going to drop with about 5 inches. So, but if you want plunges more, you could do 6 or 7 inches. So I'm going to be dropping by 5 inches. That's for my shoulder, and then the bust line is 10 inches. So this is my bust line, and then my under bust, I'm going to be making use of this 14 inches, and then my waistline, that's where my cut is going to be 16 and a half. Okay, this is my under bust, actually not 14 inches. So, and then this is my waistline. So the first thing I'm going to do now, I'm going to be making this a bustier cut. So it's really going to be simple and easy. I'm just going to go over it. I know I have lots of it on my channel, but we're going to just use the simplest bustier pattern ever. So we're going to use 4.5 inches to dart it out. So I'm going to take out the dart now. One inch to the right, 1 inch to the left. One inch from the shoulder, another 1 inch from this point. So I'm going to connect them now like this. This is my bust line. I'll bring it to this point, and then from this point here. So I'm going to take out the full body measurements now. Remember, we have 1 inch here that we're going to cut out for our dart. So I'll measure my shoulder measurement, which is 8 inches, 16. You divide into 2. This is 16 inches. And then I'll add this 2 inches to it. So it will be 10. And then I'll add my allowance to it. So from this point, I'm going to measure out my armholes. I'm using 8 inches. So I'll take out my full body measurement now. And then my under bust, I'm going to add this 2 inches to it for my dart. And then I'll add my allowance. So I'm going to connect. So all of my measurements and my bust measurement, I divided it by 4. So that is what I have, and then I added allowance to it. So I have loads of videos like this on the channel. So that's why I'm just trying to do this without much talking. So I'm going to measure out the waist measurement. You divide all of your measurements into 4. So you take it down, and then you add your allowance to it. So I'm going to cut it out now. I'm going to cut out the back and the front together. So the back is 2 inches and bigger than the front. So the next thing I'm going to do now, I'm going to cut out this mid section. So for the back, I'm just going to use my regular waist dart on the back. So I'm going to measure. So this is my 2 inches zipper allowance point. So this is my 2 inches and zipper allowance point. So from this point, I'm going to measure out my dart of 4.5 inches, and then I'm going to rule it down straight. So from this point, I'm just going to do my regular waist dart. So I'm going to be making use of 7 inches for this. So this is for the back, so I'll keep it on the side. So for the front and piece, I'm going to be doing out the sweetheart neckline on it now. So I'm just going to place them together like this. So I'm going to make use of 3 inches width. That's for the neckline, the sweetheart neckline. So you're going to determine how deep you want it to be. So remembering the 5 inches we used initially. So I'm just going to come down to like 6.5 inches or 7 inches. So from this point, I'm just going to curve it like this to that point. So that's just simple. It's really simple. So I'm going to, from this point, I'm just going to measure out I'm going to shape it. So from this point, I'm just going to shape it to my armhole. So it depends on how deep you want it to be. So for this, I really don't want it to be too deep. So I'm just going to use 1 inch to drop it, and then I'm going to create an arc like this, and then I'll cut it out. So I'm just going to open it up. So we're done with the top part of our dress. So you can see what we have now. So the next thing, we're going to work on the skirt pattern. So I already have my pattern paper laid out for the skirt and pattern, and with the basic lines that I have. So this is my waistline. This is my waistline, and then this is my hip line, my knee line, and then the full length of the gown. It's really simple, like I said. So this illustration is just like, this is just like, for most of my old subscribers by now, they know how to do this. So this is just like for newcomers that are coming to my channel, and you guys are highly welcome. So this illustration is actually for you, not for the old ones. The old ones, I'm sure they already know how to do this. So we're going to work on the waistline now. So the waistline that I actually used for this, so I'm going to make use of for the waistline, I'm going to make use of 32 inches, which is 8 inches. When you divide into 4, you have 8 inches. This is 8 inches. So I'm going to add 1 inch for my dart, and then I'll add another 2 inch or 1.5 inch for my seam allowance. So I'm just going to curve it like this. And then for my hip line, I'm going to make use of, you divide all measurements into 4. So I'm going to make use of 9 inches. And then I'll add 1 inch for my dart. And then I'll add my regular 1.5 inch allowance. So I'm just going to continue like this. So you see what I'm doing? It's going to come. So for the knee parts, I'm going to reduce the knee parts by 2 inches. So I'm going to make use of 8 inches. And then I'll add my 2 inches as allowance. And then for the down part, you're going to determine how slim you want the down part to be. If you're going to be putting a slit at the back, you put that into consideration also. So for the back, I'm just going to make use of 10 inches plus seam allowance included. So I'm just going to come like this. So this is just like almost straight, so you can see what I have. So I'm just going to roll all of them together now for you to see. I totally forgot that I have a ruler. So you see what I have. So this is just like literally the skirt. So the next thing is just for me to add my dart to the waistline. So we're going to cut out the back and the front together. The only difference is that the back, the zipper allowance for the back, you're going to add a zipper allowance to the back. So that's just like the difference. So we're done. We're almost done. So the only thing that is remaining now is just the sleeve. So I'm going to actually show you how to cut the sleeve. It's just like a circular sleeve or a flare sleeve. So I'm going to do that right now. So for the sleeve, so I folded my pattern paper into 4. So I'm just trying to get out the length. So I have 7.5 here. So you could just measure to be sure. So I'm just going to cut it out in a flare, and since it is a circular sleeve, I'm going to cut it in a flare form. So the next thing I'm going to cut out now, I'm going to cut out my armhole. So for you to know how to open it up so you don't miss it, you are going to use half of your measurement, because you are going to be connecting it like this. That's from this point now to this point. So you are going to use this part. So for instance, from this point, if you measure like this, it's going to be mine is actually 10 inches. So from this point to this point, so what I'm going to be opening now, I'm going to be opening 10 inches. So when I stitch it, it's just going to sit on it. So in order for me to get my 10 inches, I'm just going to, my fabric and my pattern paper is folded into 4. So I'm going to use like 2.5. So I'm just trying to get it. So I'm going to open it up now. So from this point, I'm going to cut out the part that is going to be lower. So I'm just going to reduce it. That's from between this point and this point. I'm going to reduce this part now. I'm going to reduce it by up to like at least like 5.5 inches. So you could actually use any pattern of your choice to cut this. Fixing it, you are going to fix this top part. Is this cut and it's going to be on the shoulder part. So I'm just going to use myself. So it's going to be like this, and then this is going to come in like this, and then come into this point, and then the other one is going to go to the back, just like I explained to you. So I'm going to put links down for off shoulder sleeves, so you watch them, and then you'll be able to do this. So guys, this is our sweetheart off shoulder fitted gown. So I've now come to the end of this illustration, so I'm just going to cut out this pattern. So I'll open it up. So you see what we have. So it's just going to be straight like this. It is a straight, it's actually a straight gown. So guys, I've come to the end of this illustration. If you actually find what I did helpful, please do not hesitate to hit on the like button, subscribe if you have not done so already. So thank you so much guys. I'll see you in my next